Hello everyone, welcome to Radically Loved Radio. I wanted to create a place where people can go to get inspired, get motivated, or find some clarity and get tools to create a radically loved life. I will do my best to provide information on a variety of subjects, including yoga, holistic health, life coaching, spirituality, meditation, and overall mindful living. Each episode will bring you some of the world's best spiritual leaders, entrepreneurs, yoga teachers, coaches, along with some of my closest friends, and we will talk about their life experiences and journeys to create something more out of their lives and how they continue to grow to make that happen. Thanks for listening. Hello everyone, welcome to Radically Loved Radio. The Den Meditation is a space to find balance in your life and to learn how to center yourself through the practice of meditation. This is an incredible meditation studio founded by Tal Rabinowitz, a former executive vice president at NBC Entertainment, who founded the studio in 2015. It's located in the Mid-Wilshire district in Los Angeles, and I had the privilege of speaking with Dana Prieto, who is now the studio manager of this most incredible studio space. Dana has built a long career around her passion of health and wellness. She's worn many hats, from personal trainer to general manager and director of operations for industry leaders like Equinox Fitness, Yahoo, Corporate Wellness, and YogaWorks. Though she's currently landed in the most peaceful environment at the Den, and I had the honor and privilege of talking to her about the studio and about her journey and her practice. I'm so excited to share. Hi, Dana.
Hi.
I know it's weird. If you guys saw we're actually in the studio right now, sitting in this incredible lobby with like tea. And is that a cappuccino maker?
It's a Keurig coffee maker.
Oh,
yeah. You
no
can have
big deal.
Like whatever. Tea, hot cocoa.
Tea. I mean, it's such a loungy space. There's a waterfall. There's cool ambient music playing, and one of the classes just let out, and a couple of students were just hanging out.
Yeah, it's like a living room.
Yeah. So tell us about the studio. Tell us about the founder of the studio and how you fell into this awesome space.
Yeah, I will. I mean, I wish I could take credit for it. The she actually designed all of it herself. That's one of her side passions because she's so creative. But she opened the space last February with another partner that, sort of realized that it was a different project that the partner didn't know she would be taking on.
Oh, so it's a surprise partnership.
Yeah, no, not a bad thing. But anyway, they opened it together, and she kind of stepped away from it. So Tal was running the facility by herself for a couple months, and sort of fell into my lap because of my history of managing studios and operations for health clubs and studios, and in my history, that's my resume. But in a brief sentence, 25 years later. But yeah, she's opened this beautiful space in the heart of LA on La Brea, and it's been really interesting because we can hear sirens go by, we can see like fire trucks and ambulance motorcycles going by, and then we've got this soundproof like den space here. It's crazy. So
yeah, it's totally peaceful in here. I'm just like and it smells so good.
It does.
It smells so good.
Yeah.
So part of one of the big things that I see right now happening in the health and wellness world are more people paying attention to the importance of mindfulness or meditation, and to have places like this accessible for people, I think is so important. So how do you think that the community has benefited from the studio?
Yeah, I mean, it's been super well received. I think for years, and me coming from this health and wellness background, you sort of talk about meditation, and who knows what that is. I mean, you have to be a hippie to meditate, right? Or to do yoga.
Right.
Like, who does that? And so, fast forward 10 or 15 years, and now there's a space for you to come and practice and have someone lead and guide meditation, which is really cool. But I think, it's been very well received in the industry. meaning health and fitness industry and wellness, but also being in LA where you're around actors and studio and where they have to sort of hone their craft in a very quick, short amount of time for whatever role they're playing. Writers have to sort of really fine tune what they're doing for work, and it becomes, the best way to learn how to do that is to meditate. So we get professionals, corporate offices, businesses coming to us asking for their help because their team is stressed out for whatever project or deadline they're working on. And our phone's ringing off the hook. It's pretty amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that this is part of an industry that you've been involved in for a long time. So do you want to give us a little bit of your background?
Oh, gosh.
Who is Dana?
How far do I have to go back?
As far as you want. We love to listen to stories.
Well, okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from LA, actually. I'm a native.
Native.
I'm a native. So I tried to get away many times, but I've come back.
You tried to escape.
I tried to run away, but
It doesn't work.
I couldn't do it.
I did it too.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's hard. My background out of college, when I was in college, I taught fitness classes and did personal training, and I really loved it, and I kind of stuck with it, even after graduating and working corporate positions. And then I decided this is what I wanted to do. And so as I grew older, in my 20s and then my 30s and 40s, whatever, I just needed more stability. So going from personal trainer and then working my way into management and then managing studios and actually being the consulting and liaison for companies to open studios. And so I've kind of done it all, developing programming, etc. That's my history in a nutshell. And managing health clubs and studios from 100,000 square feet locations to multiple locations with 20,000 people in a wellness program. And now I'm at the Den.
And now you're at the Den.
Quiet little peaceful space with staff of, 25 maybe or so with teachers.
And what's your role here?
I run the day-to-day operations of the studio, as well as assist in developing our workshop. We do a lot of workshops on a daily basis for our students to be able to expand their practice or grow. And we're also developing a new teacher training program. And so I'm assisting in getting that started. We have professionals who are writing the programming, but more on the operational side is what I'm helping with the planning with on that.
What do you think the main benefits are to coming to a meditation studio rather than someone meditating by themselves at home?
There are many, many benefits. For this space here, the Den, the owner's purpose was to be able to build a community, build a second home away from home for people, a place for you to build a network outside of work and outside of family. And this is something different, but like-minded people can sit together in silence and then congregate in the living room space and meet each other and talk about their lives. And so, meditation from home is great if you practice on a regular basis, but then what we do is we find people coming in going, I've really tried to do it. I think I can do it at home, but I just get distracted. And so this is a space for them to come and to be able to really get it done, to really get their meditation done on a daily basis.
Yeah, I think also just from obviously being a teacher and being also having a meditation practice, I know the benefits of being in a room and meditating with a community, right? So it really, I feel that it adds that extra element of connection and community, so that's why I feel that places like this are so beneficial for everyone, especially for the beginner, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys get a lot of beginners?
We do, and we offer an introductory special because we want it to be non-intimidating for them and say this is a chance for you to try every type of class that we have. It's a chance for you to kind of experience every workshop that we have and see what works for you, what resonates with your life, where you are right now at this moment in your life. We have so many different types of teachers and classes that could fit anybody and everybody. And it makes sense. I mean, I personally, I can try to meditate at home, and I get distracted when I'm in class, but that's part of the process, is learning how to be able to go to this quiet place for however amount of time and hear somebody next to you or hear the cars go by or whatever, and to be able to reconnect and shut it down again. I mean, it's a really special place for a lot of people.
How has meditation impacted your life?
Oh my gosh. Well, it's given me a little bit more consistency with it than I've ever had. Because, yeah, I've tried to do it at home. I used to joke with friends of mine who are yogis and gurus, and I'm not really in that space, but I've always had friends and connected to them. But I'd go to them, I'd call them or email, oh my God, I tried to meditate this morning, and I don't even know if I'm doing it right. What am I supposed to do? Is this right? Like, what am I doing? How is it right? Like, how do I make it right? And they just would look at me and laugh, like, there's no answer. There's really no answer, right? You just do it. I'm like, okay, I'll just do it. Right. Thanks for the help.
Have you seen, and because of all, you know, the scientific benefits of it, again, it's like something that I find, especially today, is so prevalent. You know, there's so many more apps out there.
Oh my gosh.
Teachers and teacher trainings and workshops for really that will cater to anyone, you know, from the new beginner to, you know, the more advanced practitioner, if there's such a thing. I kind of have a hard time with like the advanced, because it's like, how do you gauge an advanced meditation practice? I guess time, you know, it's like meditation's meditation.
Meditation's meditation, and everybody's in their own place. And even if you've been practicing for years and years and years, there's still something in your life that may have like fallen into your life at that moment that really pulls you away from a quiet space in your head. And so we're a beginner again, you know, you just become a beginner again and you start all over. But I know it's helped me. I mean, let's face it, I work at a meditation studio, but I'm still stressed out. Like,
well, like one of the things that a friend of mine, it just said, like, just because you meditate doesn't mean you're not an asshole.
Oh, that's so true.
You know, and it's like the same thing goes for yoga, right?
Yeah.
Just because you do yoga doesn't mean that you're not a
asshole. Doesn't go away. It
right.
might.
You know, and my teacher Rod Stryker always says like that. Our practice is always, especially in Tantra. That's the lineage I come from. That's what I study. Your practice is always going to expand what's already there. Right. So it's like if you're already a neurotic. Yeah. Your neurotic is going to expand, right? So, and depending on what your intention is or what you want to bring in or, you know, where your awareness is going, like that's, you know, energy follows thought, thought follows energy, you know? So I think that that's another thing that's really important, you know, for people coming into this practice, you know, it's like approaching it with an open mind or an open heart, you know, just to see what comes up or what's there, just to have the openness to be able to see what happens, you know?
I think people are, the general population in society, they're more open than ever. For whatever reason, they come in and they don't have the answers for what they've been trying to look for or resolve for a long time. And they're realizing, okay, I'm not finding the answers. And they're open to this as a possibility to discover those answers. I'm like, cool. Yeah. That's cool that you just entertain the idea of trying meditation. Yeah. And to be able to come to a space where people can point you in the right direction, it's really an amazing time in this world. There's a lot of shit out there right now. There's a lot of stuff, but that doesn't mean you can come through this door here and feel like you can shut that crap off for 30, 45 minutes, whatever you need.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing about this place that we're sitting in is that it is so inviting. Like, you know, Tori and I came, we got here, you know, a short while ago, and it's such a warm and inviting space and environment. So I feel really lucky to have access to this place.
I know, we're happy to have you guys here too.
So what are some of the meditation classes here that are your favorite?
My personal favorite, I mean, I love everything that we have for different reasons, and I'm lucky that I have the access to be able to tap into whatever I need for that moment, right? So, what's fascinating to me right now is Kundalini because I've never done it before, and it just blows my mind. It's just
it's the best.
like what?
It's
and
so great.
And I've had the chance to explore and learn and experience yoga nidra, which I've never done before.
Another one of my favorites.
Yeah, which I still like. I walked out of there, I'm like, I don't even know what that was. What was that? Like my first class, I'm like, what was yoga? Like, what was that? I need to know a little bit more about it because it's so outside of my thought process. And so it's kind of cool to be able to have this at my fingertips to learn more about it.
Yeah.
And so, but we have some very simple classes, a mindfulness class. We have our signature class, which is called CTFO, and that's called Chill the Fuck Out. And it works. It's a place for people to come and either
chill the fuck out.
and just chill for whatever they need, you know. And it's kind of some people you have to watch your language when you describe what the class is, but most people know and they're like, I like that idea. That just makes perfect sense right now for me. I'm like, okay. But it's a great place for our new students to go to.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, our classes are practiced under multiple modalities, so there's not one specific or the other, it's multiple practices, so the door's open for everybody.
Where do you see a place like this, where do you see it growing from now until, you know, for the next 5 years?
That's a good question. Well, our intention, of course, is to just continue to seep into the community and reach out to as many people as we possibly can. The word is growing, it's out there, and people know we're here. But we really need to get into corporations and help there. I mean, there are people that don't step outside of the door. They leave home, get in the car, drive to work, sit at their desk all day. And they don't have access to this because they can't get away. Mm-hmm. And we need to go to them. So our goal is to get into large corporations to help with stress levels at work, and then expand also by developing with our teacher training program, so that people, if they don't want to become a teacher, you don't have to, but it gives you a chance to learn more about meditation and the roots of it and where it came from and what it's about. And for some people that they want to know the history of things, and that will help them in their own practice. So those are the goals, to get a little bit bigger in that space with corporates and teacher training, and then of course the idea of expanding locations.
Oh, that sounds promising.
It sounds very promising.
What would you tell the student that's a little hesitant because meditation sounds a little too woo-woo?
It does. I mean, let's face it.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, but it's a little easier though nowadays. And yeah, it sounds woo-woo, but I think at least it's a word that people have heard now at this point. I mean, if you asked a lot of yogis 15 years ago, then those were people that were they had like, you know, dreadlocks and smelled like patchouli, right? That's like the history of it. Nobody would touch yoga. They were like, nope, you have to be a hippie to do yoga. And now at this point, not only are there doctors telling them to do yoga or meditation, research is showing that it's proven to, you know, aid in stress and health benefits from it, curing a lot of illnesses. And so it's not that far off at this point for people to recognize what it is and the benefits of what it is. And so it really, more than anything, it takes the accessibility and convenience for people. And when you live in LA, it's like, okay, now I can't not do it because now there is a location where I can actually go and do this at this point. You know, there's still people that live in the middle of nowhere, meaning the middle of our country, that are like, what's meditation? And those crazy LA people are opening studios. But I guarantee at some point they've heard from some talk show or research on the internet that meditation has many beneficial factors, mental, physical, you know, stress with family, everything. And people are looking for a reason to figure out what their issues are and how to resolve them.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's not that hard to convince them what it is. It's try it, you know, just come and try it.
Yeah.
And then the biggest thing is like not convincing them that it's like so woo woo, but it's like just saying you might not meditate for 15 or 20 or 30 minutes straight, but the whole process is 5 seconds and link 5 seconds to 8 seconds to 15 to 30, and now you've meditated for 2 minutes straight. Like, wow, it's a work in progress for everybody. And it's linking small moments of meditation and silence to another moment of silence, and just trying to learn how to shut your brain off. And so just reassuring new people that everybody's a beginner.
I love that.
Everybody's learning. We're
Yeah.
all learning, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh, I love that, Dana. That's
Yeah.
so true, and it's so good. You know, what has been the most inspiring thing that has opened up for you with your own meditation practice?
it's really helped me to really kind of accept everybody. I've learned, not that I didn't before, but I've really seen a walk of life of people that come through the door that have major problems that I've never seen before. I've worked in health and fitness. I've personally worked with clients. I've managed individuals for 15, 20 years. And I still haven't, there's some major issues that I see walk through the door, and that I hadn't seen before in my life at any of these other fitness and wellness industry, you know, facilities that I've worked at. So, I mean, we're talking like PTSD and major illnesses, anxiety, depression, and these things that I kind of saw before, but these are extreme levels that I've never seen before. And this is a place that I'm learning, and a modality of meditation that I'm learning is really the only thing to help them. And I've like really learned what I've learned is to be compassionate of these people and their situation. You know, traumatic situations that have happened to their lives when they were kids, and they're still living with it internally. And it's like, wow, I respect that. And I've learned from being here, not even just meditation, but just like being in this space with everyone, is just to have like respect and compassion for everybody. You don't know where they came from,
Or what they're going
or
through.
what they're going through. And it's really incredible. Like, I've been fortunate to have a pretty scar-free life, you know, little bumps and bruises here along the way, but there are some people that have had some really tough stuff. And I mean, I commend them for continually looking and searching for another way to solve the issue that they have, of whatever it is.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. And I'm so fortunate that I'm learning from that. I'm learning from their stuff. So it's cool.
Oh, I love that. That's so great.
Yeah.
What other things can you tell us about the studio for the people that are on the fence or curious about coming into the space?
It's something that everybody needs. It's curiosity. More than anything, don't be afraid to sort of break down your own personal barriers. Don't be afraid to like explore, to sort of dig a little deeper, and that it's okay that like, you're not going to solve your problems overnight.
Right.
But the first, right. I mean, so, you know, instead of like shooting for like the 100% solution, it's like, just kind of explore the idea that there's something that exists, first of all, and acknowledge that. And then take the step into like looking at it. And then take the step in like diving a little deeper and understanding it and where it started and what it is. And it's just like one step at a time, right? And so this is a space that gives all of these people a place to sit in community where somebody right next to you is going through the same thing from whatever their issue is, maybe a different issue. They're going through the same thing. So it's a very supportive environment. Everybody gets that we're all here because of something that brought us here. So it's like, okay, cool, you're not alone. That's the one thing that I want to tell people. It's like, you are not alone. You've got your stuff, and don't be afraid to acknowledge it. And nobody's judging you for it because they've got their own stuff to worry about and think about, right? So it's just like, whoa. It just means that you have a community of people who can support you without even knowing what you're going through, but just support you knowing like, okay, come back, keep coming back, do it again, do it again, do it again, over and over and over until it feels clear to you, you know? Yeah.
Oh, I love Dana. That's a world of knowledge. Thank you so much.
That's only my knowledge. It's only my knowledge.
No, I think
It's only a piece.
I think everyone needs to hear that, and especially people that are curious about it and what this practice can actually do for people. So I want to thank you for doing this and for taking the time to talk to me and to our audience. I'm going to ask you one final question before I let you get back to meditating the rest of the day. What do you radically love?
What do I radically love? Wow, you went really over.
Yeah, I went deep. I went deep.
You went deep. I mean, I radically love just being able to explore the world. Physically, mentally, and that means people, the physical space, everything. It's really cool. It's like there's so much out there. It's great, and it's so fascinating to me. And yeah, I mean, I love that. Being able to learn about people, the earth, and how we use it and how we interact with each other. It's stunningly fascinating to me. Yeah.
I love that. Dana, thank you so much.
Thanks for having
me. Yeah, no, thank you for being the den mama bear. And for...
Who would have ever thought I would have been the mama bear?
And for holding this place together. And, a lot of the times, with, people like you that run a business or that are running the space, like, sometimes don't get the right acknowledgement. So I want to acknowledge you for the work that you're doing and for providing the space and for just your energy and your light and your ability to be present and everything that you've done in your life to lead you to this moment here with me. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's thank you. That's it. That's our time. So thank you all so much for listening. And Dana, thank you. And thank you, Tal, for founding this incredible space. Tal is the owner, the creator of this amazing space. So if you want more information, you can go to thedenmeditation.com.
That's correct.
And, follow all the social media links. And if you're curious about the teacher training, there's some information on there. And if you're in the LA area or you're visiting LA, please come check out the space. You might see me here. Maybe we'll meditate together.
Good. Yay.
Thanks, everyone, for listening to Radically Loved Radio. For more information, you can go to radicallyloved.com. You can follow me on all the social media outlets, Instagram at Rosie Acosta, Twitter at Rosie Acosta, Love Radically on Facebook, and I'm sure there's a bunch of other things that I'm not mentioning, but I'm sure you will find them if you're looking for them. Thanks for listening.